So this is the constants value. And like as the resistance, line data and load data, the every system is a 33 bus system. So the 33 bus system is the demand we can be specified by the total demand. Total demand with that means we can be add up the these value, that is the active demand, these value and these value we can be add up, that is the reactive demands. So same as it is, this one is the load data for the 33 bus system. What is the meaning of the 16 bus system, 33 bus system, and other 69, 83? That's mean the number of buses. Number of buses and number of consumer will be there with the grid systems node. So this one is the line data. Line data means every line data means between the this node to this node, this node to this. So first of all, I will show the structures. So this one is the 16 bus structure. This one, this is the 33 bus system. So in the 33 bus systems, the last bus number is the 33, and the arrow is showing the every bus have the load with. Every bus have the loads, and this the voltage should be the specified by the 33 bus system. So in this 12.66 kilowatt, and the active demand and the reactive demands of the system, and this value we can be calculated with help of the load flow analysis. Load flow analysis we can be say the algorithm I will be explaining in the detail in the upcoming slides. And this one is the 69 bus system. As it is, the 69 bus system 33, the as it is means one feeder is there and the sub line is there. So in this condition, the maximum 69, that means the maximum 69 node is there. And in these nodes, some node have not the load values, like as the 5 bus system, the 5 bus, and 31 bus, and 56 bus, 57 bus, 58 bus. So this type of the structure we can be defined in the uh, in the form of the Excel form. So we can be read this value and analyze these data uh, to define the distribution systems. So like as the 69 bus systems, this one is the 69 bus systems. And one more thing is that 83 practical Taiwan distribution system is the, I have already told you, the 16 bus system is a sub part of the this one system, and 33 bus system, 33 bus system and the 69 bus system. This one is the hypothetical systems, but the 83 and the 16 bus is the practical distribution system, and it's already situated in the Taiwan Power Company, in the country of the Taiwan's, and is the actual systems. Uh, so we can be said there is a 11 feeders, and the structure of this system, the every distribution system structure is the same. Line data and load data we can be defined, and we can be read these data. We can be read this data, and we can be analysis. We can be analysis the analysis with the help of the load flow algorithms, and we can be after the outcome of the load flow analysis, we can be read out the losses of the systems and the voltage of the every nodes, and the line carrying current carrying capacity of the every lines. So these are the systems, and the basically difference is the transmission line and the distribution systems. We have required analysis is required, but the normal structure of the transmission system and the distribution system is a different. Why? Because in the transmission system, the R value is the very less, but in the distribution system is the load is connected. Load is connected, but in the transmission we will be consider there is a no load. So that's why the load is not there. The very nominal resistance of the wire will be there. So that's why the resistance is very high, but in the distribution system, resistance is very low, but in the distribution system, resistance is high. So that's why the analysis of the distribution system in the transmission system is different. And the transmission system, we can be assume the balance systems. So that's why we can be transpose the distribution transpose the transmission line, but it's not possible in the distribution system. And the transmission point of view, we have used some Newton-Raphson methods, Gauss-Seidel methods, but those algorithm is not applicable in the distribution system. So in this distribution system, we can be use the backward forward load flow analysis. So, and first of all, we will discuss about the distributed energy resources and what is the meaning of the distributed energy resources. The distributed energy resources, we can be define the small size of the generating, a small type of the generators. That is, we can be say the 5 kilowatt and lower than connect to near the load in the distribution systems. So these type of the technology we can we said that the distributed energy resources. And according to applications, we can be define the different name. Embedded generation, for example, we can say this one is the distribution systems. And in the distribution system, the different small units of the solar. Yeah, we can be say that a colony have the 100 house, and the in 100 house, 50 houses have the rooftop solar system. So the 50 houses have the some distributed energy resources, yeah, renewable energy resource. We club this total generation, that is the small generation, we can be combined. So that's why we can be said the embedded generation. Decentralized generations, the normally conventional system is a centralized, we say generating units, generating station and transmission system is a receive the command from a particular control panels, yeah, controlling units. But in this condition, that is not any centralized, yeah, not any the commanding units will be there. And the display generation, that means the in this generating units the split throughout the distribution system. So that's why we can be say that this one is the display generations. And according to areas, we can be classified in the four categories. The micro distributed energy resources, that's mean we can be say the rooftop system in the residential. So this type of the technology, maybe we can be say the 1 kilowatt, yeah, below to 5 kilowatts. In the between generations, we can be say the micro distributed energy resources. And small distributed energy resources, that's mean that is increasing to 5 kilowatt to 5 megawatt. In this condition, we can be say the commercial buildings. The commercial building have the some rooftop solar systems. So these type of the technology we can be classified. And the medium distributed energy resources in the 5 kilowatt to 5 megawatt. In this condition, the private entities will be there. They will be installed the some unit of the winds, yeah, units of the solar. And the large type of the system, they are very less, the above the 5 megawatt to 300 megawatt. But nowadays, government is motivated to private entities that will be now establish these units in Rajasthan. We can be say that Jaisalmer and Sambar like some solar units is installing. That is the above the 5 megawatts, 50 megawatts, sorry. And now we will be connected this technology in the conventional systems. Then this integration in the distribution systems means this structure is as it is the conventional systems. But in this condition, we have connected these technologies. These are the biomass, hydro, solar energy, wind, hydrogen energy. These unit we can be integrate in the distribution system. Then the structure of this, yeah, we can be say the characteristics of the distribution system is changes. When the conventional system is there, that condition the power is flowing from the this end to this end. But in this condition, the power is also generating. Means power in this condition, conventionally only the one unit is there. But in this condition, the small unit is connected to directly connected to an loads. So in this condition, the current is flowing like this way. If the solar is connected in the commercial pending. So in this, the power is flowing. Power is from the grid stations. Power is flowing this way, and due to the distributed energy resources, power is flowing. So the two-way communication of the power. Previously, the power communication is the single way, but after the integration of this technology, the power is the two-way communications. And this technology we can be classified the non-conventional generation, that is we can be say the green technology. But the conventional, the small type of the conventional units, we can be say that that is also the distributed energy resources. We can be just a minute. Hello, hello, hello. सर मेरी क्लास है बाद में सर 12 2 o'clock. Yes सर. सर मैं करता हूँ तो okay. This is the conventional generator and non-conventional generators. The conventional generators are like as the diesel generators. Sometime in a local English we can say the DGs. So these may be the gas turbine type of the generators. This one may be the diesel type of the generators, and the non-conventional generators, that is the renewable type of the devices. That is the biomass, small hydro turbines, geothermal. And the geothermal, the basically in the American areas, in India is not possible the geothermal type of the generations. And the wind type of the generations, it's also classified in the land base and the offshore base, and the solar and the photovoltaic systems. And one more thing is latest prominent research area, the electrochemical devices. That means we can say the fuel cell, and the fuel cell according to requirement is also classified in the 4 categories. So the mainly focusing the government of India, yeah, all over India, all over world is motivated for the uses of the green technology for the production of the electricity. So these are the technology, DR's technology and their specialty with the drawbacks. So first of all, these are the conventional generators. But in the conventional generator, the less starting time, less capital cost. But problem is that the emissions. So that's why we not using, mostly we not using this type of the technology. But with the hybridization we can use this technology. And the electrochemical devices, that means the fuel cell. And the fuel cell, the operating range is the 1 kilowatt to 5 megawatts. And in this country, the eco-friendly will be there, the high efficiency will be there. But the problem is that a high capital cost. So that's why we can't use these separately. We can't use this technology. We can be used with the other green technology, like as the photovoltaic and the wind turbines. So photovoltaic, fuel-less technology, environmental friendly, less maintenance, but problem is the uncertain the natures, and the capital cost is very high. And wind type of the generation, that is the low operating cost, but problem is the uncertain, and the noise pollution will be there, and it's probability for the birds. So that's why we can't use it at the we will use the remote areas. And the biomass is the very good technology in the African country. And it's some air pollution drawback is the air pollution, but we can be use the greenhouse emissions effect with we can be reduced as compared to the other conventional generators. And the hydropower generations, in this condition, the eco-friendly has zero operating costs and a renewable resources with that. But the problem is that the capital cost is there affected in the flood time. So that's why the hydropower generations is it's very good, and it's we can be used for the peak demands also. And the geothermal is not applicable in India point of view. Solar thermal the now the for the heating of the waters and other places that we can be use the solar type of technologies. Now we will discuss the we will plan the this technology in the distribution systems, and after the integration of the this after the integration of the this technology, the structuring of the distribution system is changed, and when the power is a one way to two way, that condition the some protecting device also change. So. So these after the integration, the restructure of the restructure of the power system is changed, and the proper integration we can be reduce the losses, power losses, but very it is the proper integrations. Otherwise, it may be the create the problems. And power loss minimizations is the mainly concern. And the practical scenario, we can be assume that the demand of the system is the constant, and those demand we can be assume that is the peak demand. But this type of the planning is not applicable, not a practical thoughts, because the peak demand is only the short duration of time. So in the 24 hours, we can be say the maximum 4 to 5 hours. And improper plannings. So the proper planning is required. Improper planning, we have connected the DERs at a randomly. So that condition, the current carrying capacity of the line is not permittable. That condition, the insulation breakdown will be occur. So the proper planning is required. Otherwise, the harmonics may be the increase, maybe the losses will be increased, and uh, swell voltage swell will be occur when we integrated the DERs in random natures. So the important needs for the DER planning, consider the energy loss criteria for the variable load conditions. And for the planning point of view, we have required the control strategy and control algorithm. So that's why some algorithm we will use for this planning. That is the conventional nature and the non-nature inspired heuristic algorithms, hybrid technical algorithms. And according to for this planning point of view, these are the some algorithms is used for the proper integrations, optimized algorithm for the DR allocation. So these algorithm we can be define the hybrid intelligence algorithms. Hybrid intelligence algorithm is the heuristic and meta heuristic algorithm. The every algorithm have the some drawback. So the hybridization we can be use the two algorithms, and the drawback of the each algorithm we can be compensate to each other. And these are the oldest methods. Nowadays we have not used for the planning point of view. Normally we use the heuristic, meta heuristic algorithm. Yeah, we can be use the hybrid type of the algorithms. The very prominent algorithms like the PSO, particle swarm optimization, GA, and ABC, differential evaluations, Ant-Collie optimization, cuckoo search optimization. Very uh, algorithm is available in the literatures. Now we will discuss about the DR energy resources planning in the variable load profile. What's the meaning of the variable load profile? Variable load profile, that's mean the demand of the system is increasing. Just a minute. Demand of the system is increasing uh, throughout the day, increasing and down. It's a variable nature, and in this condition, we can be assumed that that is a peak demand at the time of the evening. This is the evening time, 17, 18, and 19. And in the morning time, very less demand. And in this, again, the is decreasing. This one is the again we will follow the same structure. So the demand of the system is increasing like this way. So this is the structure of the demand, but we will be planning DR integration according to this planning. This data, that will be the problematic. So that's why we will be compare the results. We will compare the results. Those researchers have planning according to load profiles. Then we will be I will be define that this type of the problem will be occur in the systems. So the load profiles. So that's why we will use the algorithm, that is the particle swarm optimization algorithm we have used for this planning point of view. And this is a very prominent algorithms, and this has the less processing times and a less possibility to fail to converge in the practical applications. And the PSO has a greater diversity and exploitation in the single and as well as the multi dimensions. And the momentum effect is on the practical can be achieved the faster convergence. And we can be validate the our strategy uh, on the 16 bus system, 33 bus system, and the 69 bus system. Okay, and this one is the distributed energy load flow. And the load flow, we have used the different algorithm is there. We have used only the backward forward load flow algorithms. And in these conditions, I have already discussed within why we have using the backward forward load flow algorithms instead of the Newton-Raphson and the fast decouple and other algorithms. And this algorithm is a very easier to understand. And the backward forward load flow algorithm is two two equation we can be use. And this is the only the KCL and KVL base. KCL and KVL base algorithms. And in this condition, first of all, we will define the hypothetically voltage, and further the P is there. I will explain in the detail just a bit. Like this one. Like this one. We assume that the three nodes is there. Three node is there. We can be assume the starting time. We will assume that voltage is the constant, but the voltage drop will be occur when the current is flowing. So because there are some resistance and inductance value, some resistance and inductance value is there. So that's why there's some low voltage drop is occurring between the one node to two node. So that's why the voltage is down as compared to the this one voltage. And again voltage drop is occurring, so that's why the voltage at the node of the 3 is less as compared to 2 and 1. And how will we calculate this voltage and current and the losses? The losses, we will be calculate the I current value. And this z data means resistance and inductance value is given. So the resistance and inductance value is given, so we can be calculate the this losses and these losses. So the we can be add up the all losses, and then we can be calculate the total losses of the systems. And the first of all, the this current we can be calculate because the P and Q demand is there. P and Q demand is there. We hypothetically we assume that now voltage is a constant in the starting. That condition we can be calculate the I value. So according to this one we can be calculate the I2 and I3 value. And I2 and I3 value, this is flowing between the this one. First of all, we will calculate the I3 value. I3 value we will calculate that current flowing between the 2 to 3. So this I3 equal to the B2. So I3 into ZR3, that is the losses between the 2 to 3. And further we can be calculate the I2. So between the one node to two nodes, the I2 and I3 both are following. So in this condition, we can be calculate the I2 plus I3 into Z12. So like this concept, we can be calculate the uh, current injections. We can be calculate the losses, and according to that, we can be calculate the voltage, updated voltage. So first of all, we will be follow the this directions. for the calculation of the I3, for the calculation of the losses. And after the we have calculated the losses, then we can be calculate the update voltage across across the every nodes. So in this condition, this one is the branch current, and further the I2 we can be calculate this one, and further we can be calculate the voltage value, and this process we will repeat again and again. This is the backward forward flow. In the first condition, we will calculate the current value, and after that, we for the forwarding condition, we will calculate the voltage value. So that's why is we can say that is a backward forward load algorithms. It's a simple concept of the this algorithms. So same phenomena is a flow chart is following the same process. In this condition, the backward sweeping conditions we will be used, and in this condition, the voltage we will be calculate. So the forward sweeping conditions. And this one is the starting condition. Starting condition we have assumed we have assumed the initial voltage per unit buses, some number of buses, number of nodes, and the error value. And we have import the data. What data will we import? Line data and load data. We will import this one. And further, we will be calculate the B value and I value current injections with help of the P and Q, and B and the losses we have calculated. Losses we have Z value. Yeah, we can see the R and X value. We calculate the voltage value, and further we that satisfy the error. That condition we can be achieve the losses and voltage and current values. So now will we discuss the problem discussion. Problem is that we want to reduce the power losses after the integration of the DERs. So that's why we will minimize the losses. And in this condition, first of all, the every study have required the objective. So this one is the simple objective we have considered. This one we can be say the I square losses. I square are losses occurring between the nodes, and in this condition we will calculate the every nodes value, and this is the palantir factors. If the constant is volatility, that condition we will be avoid those solutions. So those solutions, what is the meaning of the volating the solutions, volating the constant value? That's mean the if the we will integrate the we will integrate the DERs green technology at this at any nodes, and after that the current carrying capacity value is increasing uh, from the predefined value. That condition we will be that is the violating the problems. And another constant is the voltage, and according to some IEEE committee, the voltage of any distribution system is it should not vary from the 5%. Means, for example, the every study is we can be assume the per unit systems. So the 5% is permissible. So that's why the 0.95 to 1.05, the voltage can be varied between this, and after beyond this value, that is not permissible. So if the losses is reducing, losses of the system is reducing, but the voltage is very, yeah, voltage is down to 0.8, yeah, 0.9. That condition we can be avoid the values, avoid the fitness value. So these are the constant. The normally constant means the demand and supply should be the satisfied. But in this condition, losses will be occurring, and the generation of the DR is a different thing as compared to the conventional. So this equation should be the satisfy the every nodes. And the power factor of the system is should be the power factor of the DRs generators. It should be the equal to the load demand. And this one is the voltage value, 0.9 to 1.05. And further the generator constant is we can be supply the maximum supply from the DRs. It's according to ratings. Beyond the rating of the technology, we can be supply. Thermal constant. Thermal constant. That's mean we can't increasing means current carrying capacity, that means the thermal capacity. If the current value is increasing, then I square losses is more, and I square R losses will be more. That means the heat losses will be occurring. Heat losses will be occurring. That means the thermal breakdown will be occur. Means insulation will be the breakdowns. And the proposed methodology, that means the particle swarm optimization algorithm. So how will be the particle swarm optimization is give the best solution? Yeah, give the solution according to our strategy. So first of all, I will explain about the particle swarm optimizations. So the particle swarm optimizations, the Abbott and Candice in 95 is developed, and this algorithm is following the this strategy, the swarm strategy, to moving together in the crowds for searching the foods. So that's why searching a food is a target. So here is our target is reducing the power losses. So like this one is the fishes and this one is the bird. They are moving together searching foods. So in this condition, they updated the locations. I have taken one and a figure for the more understanding point of view. So that's why this one is the for the bird point of view. This one is the food. Yeah, we can decide this one is the target. And these are the birds. These are the birds, and moving in the direction of the targets. And the every birds have the updated the positioning and the velocity according to his neighbor. Yeah, his neighbor birds. So these are the neighbor birds. These are the neighbor birds. Yeah. So in these conditions, x1 is can be moving the three different directions, but target is this one direction. So that's why it's updating the our position. And like as the every in this is particles of optimization, we can be say the birds like the particles. These are the particles. So the particles can move the different direction, but it's updated his positioning according to toward the target. So toward the target, this one is the positioning of the fourth particles. This one the positioning of the first particle. This one is the updated positioning of the second particle. This one is the updated positioning of the third particle, like as the end particles moving the this one direction. And which one is the closest? Which one is the closest of target? So xn is the closest. So xn is the closest is the we can be say that this one is the positioning is the best positioning. So this positioning we can be say this positioning the different position. So the x particle, this positioning we can be say the p best particle best value. And this one is the particle 4 best value. This one is the particle 2 best value. This one is the particle 3 best value. But this one is the also particle n best value. But it is best as compared to the other. So that's why we can be say that G best. G best means the global best value. So according this one is the G best. So this is conveyed to other particles message. This particle have the best location. So every particle moving this directions. So this phenomena, yeah, this strategy we can be write down and in equations. So these equations, the different constant, different variables is there, and this equation we can be bifurcate in the three categories. First is the inertia value. Second is the particle influence. Third is the swarm influence. That means the particle is updated his own positioning according to um, this parameters, and the swarm is updating according to this part of the equations. And this one is the inertia. In the starting position, the particle is moving toward the target. So this is we can be classify the first term, second term, and third terms. And some terminology we have used for use in this algorithm, that is the particle. That means we can be say the in explanatory point of view, we can be say the birds. Problem search space, that's mean the bird is moving in area, that's mean in the Jaipur, the bird is searching the throughout the Jaipur. So Jaipur is the problem search space area. And the problem dimension and the decision variable, that's mean we want to establish the DERs, this is green technology, at the different location. For example, these are the 1 2 3 4 5 bus system. 5 bus system. Isme the first is the grid substation. There is the possibility of the 4 locations. So in this condition, we want to install a DG. So what is the decision variable? Means how many numbers we can be install DG. So if we want to install the DG, the every nodes, that is the maybe the 4, maybe the 3, maybe the 2, and maybe the 1. So first of all, we want to the size. No, sorry, number. So this is an one decision variable. Second that is what will be the size. So second decision, what will be the size of the DGs, and third we can be say the location. Different location will be there. So in this condition, in this our strategy, the three decision variable is there, and maybe there's maybe the single, maybe the more number of. So it's depend on the problem to problem. So this is the decision variables, and the personal best. uh, Personal best means p best value, and we can be the particle best value. Global best, that means the G best, we can be say the bus fitness, that means we have installed the DG. We have installed the DG. After that, yeah, first of all, we will be discussing about the without DG, the power losses will be there. We will be connected the DG at a particular location. That after the losses will increase. Losses will increase. That is not a optimize. Yeah, that is not a best solutions. So this type of the location, yeah, this type of the process, we can be said that a bus fitness, and the best fitness after the integration of the DG, losses will be reduced. That we can be said that the best fitness value. The velocity, that's mean the particle is moving that this direction. The which velocity will be required, and this velocity we can be update with help of this equation. And the stopping criteria, when we will be define the stopping criteria, is like in the form of the number of iteration, yeah, in the form of the technical parameters. Technical, it's also depend on the user to user, but our conditions we have defined in the uh, number of iterations. And this search space reduction techniques we can be used because if randomly we will searching in this area, then the particle will find the target. It's a very long time, after a very long time. But we can be reduce the search space area, because target in the this quadrant, first quadrant. So we will reduce this search area, then the algorithm will be give the solution in the minimum time as compared to the this one and this one. So to increase the speed of the algorithm, we can be reduce the search space reduction technique. So in this condition, the how will we apply the PSO algorithm for the optimization the algorithm? So in this condition, first of all, we will define the objective functions given problem formulations, and after that we will initialize the parameters. What is the parameters? NP means number of particle, number of dimensions. C1 and C2 is the parameters of the algorithm. V is the velocity. So the initially with the particle, the positioning and the value we can be assume as a randomly. And after that, we will find out the inertia with help of the this constant is but the PSO have this is the disadvantage of the PSO algorithm, because two parameter is there, two parameter of the algorithm is there, and it's also required the tuning. So first of all, we will tune this algorithm, this parameter. After that, we give the best solutions. So as it is the P based of the any particle we can remove the positioning of the particles, G based of the system, and is the positioning of the particles. R1 and R2 is the random value, C1 and C2 the particles uh, algorithms parameters, and this one is the previous one velocity we can be use, and the further this with the inertia value, and with help of the this we can be find out the updated velocity of the systems, and with help of the velocity we can be add up with the previous positioning, and further we can be use the updated position of the particles, and it's algorithm repeat again and again. After that it satisfy the termination criteria, that will give the best values, best fitness value, we can say. And the same process, this step process, we can be make up in the flowchart form. And this is a graphical representation of the OptiDR planning using the optimization algorithms. In this concept beyond the algorithm, we will put in this algorithm we want to install the 3DG in the any systems in 33 and 16 any distribution system. That condition the randomly we will install the DG, and after that we will calculate the distribution systems analysis with help of the backward forward load flow, and we will find out if the losses is reduced, then this type of the solution we will be accept, otherwise we will reject. So we will be in a different positioning, we will find out, we will install the DG, and after that we will find out the power losses, and those fitness value will be accept if those not violating the constant value. Yes. Hello. Hello. Anybody want to say something? Okay. Participants, please mute your mic.
इसको भेज देना मुझे, कुछ कर रहे हो 3 से 5 वाला करते हो क्या?
Participants, I think organizer. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Application study in the simulation region. So one by one, we will apply the algorithm for the variable load profile. Variable load profile in this condition will be just a minute.
चेक कर रहे हैं
सर आपकी तरफ से वॉइस आ रहा है. Now it's okay. Now we will discuss the 16 bus systems, 33 bus system, and the 16 bus system. And this is the variable load profile of the distributed system. And in this condition, we will assume there are some population size and a number of generations. So in this condition, 16 bus system is a very less system. So that's why we will use the 25s, and for the 33 we will use the 50, and 69 we will use the separately. 75 is the population size, and number of generation is the 100. And for the validation point of view, we will be compare the other algorithm, that is the slow sensitivity factor approach, improve analytical approach method, and the coefficient PSO algorithm, that we can with the CCPSOE, and in three radial distribution systems. So peak profile, DG planning is carried out peak load profile and hourly variation means we can be assume that the load is constant throughout in a hour. And this study we will be classified in the two categories. One is the unity type of the factor DG. That's mean we can be say the solar, and the non-unity. That's mean we can be say the wind type of the conditions. So the 16 bus distribution systems, 16 bus distribution system in this condition will be first of all we will assume that the single DG, double DG, and 3 DG. And this study is according to peak load profile. And our proposed algorithm is only according to a variable load profile. When user was
अब तुम चेक कर लो वैसे सही है सर
are
ज्यादा
assuming
इस
the
तरह से मैच करो
according
आप
to peak load profile,
वही
that
3-4 पेज
conditions
खाली होते तो फिर निकाल लेंगे
that condition these are power losses. These are the
ये है ना
power
ऋषभ
losses.
कुमार झा
And
ऋषभ
when we
कुमार
use
हटा
it,
दो झा
when we
हटा
use
दो
it, our algorithm, our strategy according to variable load profile, that is the difference. That is the big difference between the this one. And when we use the double DG, that condition is also the big difference. And in this condition, when we use the 3 DG, then is the 70.77 percentage reduction of the power losses. And the second one graph is the voltage profile. This one is the our proposed algorithm voltage profile. So our power losses also our strategy is reduces the power losses as well as the voltage profile is unity we can be say. Same the unity last was the for the 16 bus system. This one is the 33 bus system. In this condition, we will install the this is the DG size at the three different locations: 6 bus, 15 bus, and 23 bus. And in these conditions, there are the difference between the these algorithm. This one is the algorithm give the 48% power energy saving. This one give the 47. This one is give the 57. This one is give the 53.64. So our proposed algorithm give the more power loss reductions, and our algorithm is follow the unity load profile as compared to the algorithm. And the last system is 69 bus system for the unity. That's in the solar type of the systems. And in this condition, unity profile of our algorithms and reductions as compared to our algorithm is the best as compared. So the proper PR planning is an important thing. Without this type of the losses may be increasing the system, and this type of the voltage swell will be occur. It may be the dangers for the systems. And for the unity type of the disease, that's mean the we can be see the wind type of the generations. And in this condition, the as it is previous one, and we have uses a three type of the cases 1, 2, and 3 DR. And in this condition, the power factor is another factor because last previous one was the unity power factor. But in this condition, we will be designing factor. I mean, decision variable is also the power factors. So in this condition, we have optimized the power factor of the system of the DG. Sorry. And in these conditions, in the 16 bus system, one more interesting thing is that the 16 bus system is a practical, realistic system. So if we will design the we'll be planning the integration of the DRs in the randomly natures. That condition it will be the create the worst conditions. So in this condition we have installed the DG, but it's increases the problem in the systems. And but our algorithm is reducing the 19.70, and our algorithm give the best our strategy give the best solutions, but other algorithm not give the benefit in the realistic nature. In this 33 and 69 is the dummy system, we can be say, yeah, we can be say that hypothetical system. So that's why if we changes the strategy, that not a big impact on the system, but in the realistic system, it's affect more as compared to the dummy system. So in these conditions, our algorithm give the 84, 90, and the 91, and this algorithm give the in the below 60%, and the voltage profile is also unity profile. And the planning of the DGs and the unity power factors, as it is with 1 DG, 2 DG, and 3 DG. It is one is the proposed algorithm results, and in this condition, the losses 62, 70, and the 74%. And in this condition, the profile is also unity. So the conclusion of the first study is that we have required the realistic constraint of the realistic consider should be considered in any plannings. Otherwise, the solution will be give the first scenario. It's maybe increase the probability conditions, and our algorithm give the best solution at every places, because our strategy and our algorithm both are the superior as compared to the others. And now we will discuss. This is the balance system, and the second one is this is we have not considered the harmonics. So now the second study will be discuss the harmonics in the systems. The harmonics in the system, when we integrated the solar technology is integrated in the system with help of the converters, and the converter is a power electronic device. So that's why it's also introduce the harmonics in the system. So for the compensate the demand, we want to integrate the more green technology, but it's disturb the power quality of the any system, any electrical system. So now we can be compensate the this type of the harmonics with the proper plannings. So reason is the non-linear type of loads. So we can be say the uh, power electronics devices based appliances. And nowadays the every appliances is controlling with help of the power electronics, like regulators, fan, and machines. So every device is operated with help of the power electronics. And in this previous one was the PSO algorithm is have the problem, because it's also have the constraints C1 and C2. So first of all, we have required the tuning of this parameter. After that, the algorithm give the best solutions. So that's why we can be compensate with the help of these algorithms. That is the teacher learning based algorithms, TLBO. And in this study, we have modified this algorithm because according to our requirements. And in this study, we have incorporated the 83 bus systems, that is the power practical distribution systems, and we have compared this algorithm with the previous one algorithms. And in this condition, we have same as it is. We have used the backward forward load flow sweep algorithm. But the problem is that the harmonic analysis we have required. So harmonic analysis, that's mean what is the harmonics? Harmony is the multiple of the fundamental frequency. For example, the third harmonics will be there, fifth will be there, seventh will be there, ninth will be there, and the fundamental frequency is the one. We can say the 50 Hz. So, and the backward forward analysis we have done for the fundamental frequency previously. But in this condition, we will be do for the every frequency, for third frequency, for fifth frequency, for seventh frequency, and for ninth frequency. And after that, we will calculate the combined voltage, losses, and other things. So in this condition, the same backward and the forward strategy will be adopted. But problem is that in this condition, when the frequency will be changed for the third harmonics, we will be calculate. That means the frequency will become the 150 hertz. So in this condition, the 150 hertz will be increased. that condition the impedance value will be changed. The line parameter modeling will be changed. If the capacitor will be there, the modeling of the capacitor will change, and load will be there. Load is also form of the J into X, so the X will be changed. So in the presence of the harmonic, the distribution system modeling will change according to frequency. So first of all, we will be change the modeling of the distribution system according to frequency value for the third, fifth, and seventh, and the same phenomena, same strategy for the backward for load flow we have applied. Only this one is the difference from the normal load flow algorithm. And in this condition, the harmonics we can be measure with the help of the total harmonic distortions for the voltage sides. And in this condition, the harmonics we have one more we have incorporated the one more constant in the objective, that is the TSG value. And the previously we have used only the bus voltage and